Welcome to Write Now Workshop Podcast, where you can write a book and change the world. I'm your host, Kitty Bucholtz, and this is episode 264. Are you focusing on the positive or the negative? An encouraging words episode coming to you on Sunday, September 5th, 2021. You've probably heard about all kinds of different energy experiments where people are shown how positive energy versus negative energy affects the things around them. I've heard about and read about a lot of them, and some of them sound pretty weird, and some of them you're just thinking, well, I guess that makes perfect sense, and I can't see any way logically around how the results really are the results. And then one time I participated in such an experiment. So one of my friends stood in front of us with her back to us, and she put her arms out to her sides at shoulder level. So, that's something that any one of us can do for a while, but it is the sort of thing that at some point your arms will get tired, right? So the person had their back to us, and we were supposed to, at the cues that our friend couldn't see, we were supposed to focus all the most positive energy we could on this person, like everything that we loved about them, everything we loved about life in general, like anything super positive, and really focus it on this person. And so she stood there with her arms out up to her shoulders. They didn't fall, no problem. And then again, at a cue that our friend couldn't see, we were told to focus all the most negative energy at them. I hate you. You're the worst person in the world. I hate this day. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. Like anything as negative as we could get. And it was all just in our heads, in our thoughts, no words. All of it was very, very silent. And we were watching, and our friend's arms were starting to lower a little bit more, lower a little bit. And so the moderator person kept encouraging our friends, remember to keep your arms up, keep your arms up. And she was just really struggling to keep her arms up. Like she could just keep on moving them up a little bit more again, but then they would start to lower again. Now you might think because of the order that this is done, it's just a matter of our friend didn't have very good arm strength, right? Or core strength. And then again, at a cue from the moderator, we focused all of our love and affection and happiness and joy, any thought or feeling that we could like push positive energy toward our friend. And like in our minds, be cheering our friend, keep your arms up. That's it. You've got it. You're great. Whatever it was. That's what I was thinking. I don't know what the other people were thinking. Like really shoving positive energy toward our friend. And her arms go back up again, back up to her shoulder height where they were at the beginning. We did this a couple of times, and then the moderator called at the end of the experiment. And then our friend turned around and she was like, I don't understand like what happened, because she couldn't see anything. And then we told her, and all of us were so amazed. Like, I've never forgotten it. You should try it sometime with your friends if you think that A, it's super interesting, or B, weird and crazy and I'm just making this up. Give it a try. It is so interesting. Now, I've been studying mindset, reading tons of books, so many books, and participating in discussions, trying to learn more about mindset. How does it work? How does our mind affect the world around us, our thoughts and feelings? And what I found is that I think of my life as being fairly compartmentalized. Like, this is what I do for work, and this is where I do work. This is the kind of thing that I do. These are the people that I work with. Over here, this is where I go to church, and this is what I do at church, and these are the people that I know from church. And over here, this is like the outer world. This is where I, go to the grocery store, or do some shopping, or go running. And these are the people that I run into in those circumstances. I think of my life that way. I one time saw someone from church in the grocery store, literally like an hour and a half after church, and they were like waving, and I was like, I don't know who that person is. Why are they waving at me? Until finally I was like, wait, I just remembered who it was. So thinking about that, keeping in mind for myself, that I already think of my life as being very compartmentalized, was very, very interesting for me to be learning a lot about mindset and then trying to put into practice things that I was learning and realizing how incredibly interconnected everything in our minds and therefore in our lives really are. Like, if you're angry at someone in your family, it's still going to have an effect on your business life. Now, that seems, when I say it out loud and that short of an explanation, that seems a little crazy to me. I mean, unless your family member works in your business. I'm like, that doesn't have any effect on anything. But the more that I learn about mindset, the more I learn all of the things that we think and feel about all of the things in our lives, they're connected and affect the other things around us. So when I started learning about mindset, it was because I wanted to grow my business. And I was in a business program where they were showing, how if you expect this in your business, you'll get it. And if you expect something positive, it'll probably be easier. And if you expect something negative, this will probably be harder. And so that was very, very interesting to me. But what I was finding was that in some, maybe even so far as to say a lot of the books, and I haven't read every book on mindset, but I have read a lot. Even like how I feel about a friend or a family member, like circles back around and still affects the positive or negative energy in my business. So I have been really trying to make sure that I am aware, at least, like start with awareness. Like, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling positive or negative toward the situation that I'm working in, towards the work that I'm doing right this minute? Am I feeling positive or negative toward the people around me? I have to say that there are times when I'm in the grocery store and people are not even trying to keep 6 feet away from each other, and particularly if they're not trying to keep 6 feet away from me, I'm just getting very angry and very tense. And then I can feel my muscles get tight. And I'm sure that the expression you can see in the 2 inches above my mask is probably getting much tighter and angrier too. But on the other hand, if I notice that John and I were disagreeing about something, I have to really keep my attention on how am I feeling? Like, if I let negativity rule in my thoughts and in my heart, even about something, ridiculous, then I have to remember, wait, this is not the energy that I want to be putting out towards the person I love more than anyone else in the world. And then I have to really focus my thoughts back on warm, loving, positive, friendly thoughts. Now, I'm not sure, because I don't want to have experiments where I have fights with my husband, but I'm pretty sure that the negative energy in the room is actually decreasing a lot faster this way. So that's something that I'm going to continue to try to focus on. Anytime that we're disagreeing about something, just stop thinking negative thoughts and try to really put positive thoughts and energy back out there. Now, I know that sounds a little frou-frou depending on who you are. It sounds frou-frou to me when I listen to just the words, but when I've done this in my real life and seen things change, it's amazing. Like, on the one hand, it's shocking, but on the other hand, the part of my brain that likes to learn new things, I'm like, this is amazing. So even things that have nothing to do with anybody else, just me. I was running 9 miles on Friday because I'm getting ready for the Copenhagen half marathon on September 19th. Woohoo. And I'm noticing, I've been super duper busy in this last year working on my business. I haven't done nearly the exercise that I need to be in the shape that I was at least in last year. I was in a little bit better shape then. I could run a little bit faster. And some point in the last few miles of the 9 miles, I was like, man, I'm tired. And then I felt myself slowing down a little bit. And I had been doing such a good job of keeping up an even pace, which when running many miles, I find that keeping an even pace is one of the biggest challenges. When you first start out, it would be easy to go much faster and then slow down later because you used up all your energy. So keeping an even pace for me is one of my goals. It helps me to know that I really will be able to run more and more miles and get to that 13.1 miles that I need to run for the half marathon. So Friday, I'm thinking, whew, I'm tired. I felt my pace slowing down and I'm thinking, oh gosh, okay, I can't allow myself to think anything negative while I'm running or it will slow my pace, including I'm tired, even though, is it true that I was tired? Yes. So you might have to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to have to lie to myself then? No, not necessarily, but you can focus on something else positive. So I'm running, I'm tired. Then I start thinking, whew, I'm tired. I slow down. I realize that I've slowed down. And then I'm thinking, I need to think of positive things. Well, I'm not against lying to myself for a good reason for a short period of time, but I know that I would be saying, no, you have tons of energy. And then a part of my brain would be like, except for you're really tired, you know that that's actually the truth. So you can think of other things. So I was like, this is the most gorgeous day. It really was. Oh my gosh. It really was the most gorgeous day to be out for a run. The temperature was down. The sun wasn't entirely coming through the clouds. So I was pretty sure I wasn't going to get a sunburn during the couple hours. It was so kind of green and blue and the fields were still green. It was an amazing day for a run. So I just focused on all the other beautiful parts of it and focused on the fact that I'm doing it. This is amazing. Like, look how well I'm doing. And all of the positive things that I could think of to tell myself. I started thinking about, like, on race day, right about here is when you'll start seeing crowds of people and they'll all be clapping and cheering, even though they don't know me and I don't know them, because that's my experience with every single race I've ever been in. People just love to cheer on all the people. So I started thinking of all these things, positive, positive, positive things. And when I finished my 9 miles, and I was exhausted, I went back and looked at my mile by mile breakdown for my pace, which is in my app. And it was amazing. The last 2 miles, I started running faster than those middle miles. So again, every time I do something and I see the effects of positive thoughts and energy versus negative thoughts and energy, I'm almost always surprised, but of course, always pleased and happy to see, wow, that's amazing. And I thought, you know what? This is the encouraging words episode that I want to share with you, because I know that you're probably thinking about things in your life right now, positive things, negative things, how you can see that that probably affected the situation or the work or the relationship. It's amazing. So my encouragement to you is to try to keep your eyes on whether or not you're, putting out positive or negative energy, how it's affecting, and how you can keep bringing yourself back around to positive. Now, remember at the beginning, I said that the experiment that I participated in was me and my friends, and how much it affected the friend with her back to us, whether or not she could hold her arms up, because of us standing behind her, not saying a word, but thinking super positive thoughts towards her. And she was able to keep her arms up more and, like, without them shaking or starting to fall at all. So think about all the friends that you can have in your life where you're all helping each other. And I've also noticed this to some degree on Zoom. I don't know who's done any studies. I'm sure that by now somebody's done a study. But if I'm focusing more positive energy towards the people in the Zoom room with me, versus noticing negative energy or, negative expressions and stuff, if I really try to put my energy into being smiley and happy and, saying the encouraging thing, or just like smiling, so you're smiling at a square on your computer screen, that person obviously is not there. It's still just physically your computer. But when that person sees your smile, then it kind of, perks them up a little bit. So imagine all the ways that you can help there to be more positive energy in your life, in your friend's life, your family, whether you're in person or online. And of course, we know this in the words that we write in emails and social media and stuff, but even just the thoughts we think can have an effect. So that's my encouragement this week. Try to remember this and keep bringing yourself back to positive energy. I know that we can all do a better job at this. And the thing is, it's not going to feel like work because you're going to start feeling better and better about yourself and your day and the situations that you're in, because you will be, trying to put out this positive energy, and it's going to affect you as well. So here's to hoping you have a really happy, good week full of all sorts of wonderful things, including writing. Remember how much that this will affect our writing if we're thinking, oh my gosh, I hate writing the first draft, and that's what I have to work on right now. Or I hate doing the editing, and that's the part I'm working on right now. Or I hate having to come up with a new idea, and I've already written 40 ideas. I have 40 books out. I have to think of something that's the same but different. Oh, this is the hardest part. If you're thinking any of those things, it's just going to be harder. So instead, try to think of something more positive. I've done this before. I can do it again. I love this. I'm so lucky to be a writer. I'm so lucky that I have time to put it into my writing. I love the fact that I come up with stories and they entertain other people and myself, whatever it is. So add that to your writing, add it to the whole rest of your life. Remember that it's all interconnected. So the happier writer you are, the happier friend you'll be to the people around you, and just in general, the happier person you'll be. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop talking. Just really wanted to encourage you and put some positive energy in your life today. Have an excellent week, and we will talk to you again on Thursday.